What's happening, Carson?
Not much. What about you?
Not much. We were talking to Jimbo about third down efficiency. Last year, I think you were 65th on third down conversion percentage, and right now you're number one in the country. From your standpoint and where you sit within this offense, what do you think is the big key attribute to why you're so improved on third down?
I think it just has to do with a lot of, returning guys that we've had. The big emphasis is everyone doing their job and doing their part. You don't know like what play is going to be the impact, and I think just realizing that third downs are big time. Like for us to convert, you need to keep the drive going. Keep their offense like from being on the field, keep our defense, let them rest. We know that we need to keep driving, so I think that's a big emphasis is having everyone back this year, knowing how big third downs are.
How much, 2 years ago when you had the Travion effect, you always had that balance. How much is the emergence of Spiller and Nice mixing in number 6 too, chain? How much has that balance really helped you too? Because just kind of keep defenses honest.
Oh, it's awesome. Running backs have definitely stepped up this year. I knew they would. They're great guys, and then they're great athletes. So I like seeing number 6 in there. I think he's wicked fast. Like everyone can tell that. I think Spiller's running super hard right now. He's running downfield. He's making people miss. He's running people over. And then whenever you got Nice back there, he's gonna make a play.
Next up is Mark Passwaters from Rivals.com.
Carson, as the incumbent SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week, got a two-pronged question for you, and it's something you probably hear virtually every time you're here now. But what is different about this offensive line this year compared to last year? Is it just experience, or is something else going on? And what has changed for you from 2019 to 2020?
I think both things are just experience. All of us having played together for a year or two together. Me, Dan, Hawker, and Ryan, we've been here 3 years, been on the field together for 3 years, so that's helped. Kenyon, he's easily as mature as anyone in the room, anyone on the field, so he's an old guy now too. As an O-line, as a unit, as a whole, it just comes down to we know the importance of the O-line, and for the team aspect, to know that for the team to be good, the O-line has to be rolling. And we knew that this year we were going to be a big factor in how the offense would do, and we knew that we needed to be prepared for that and be prepared to have the pressure of that on our shoulders. So all offseason, even when the quarantine happened, we were still staying in touch, still trying to do as much as we can to be ready for this year. And the main thing it came down to, everyone would just want to play football. I think all of us just really just want to run people over and run the ball. And that's the biggest thing too, is before every game we all just say we need to start running the ball early because we want Coach Fisher and all the other coaches to keep running the ball. We don't want to pass. Nobody likes passing the ball, as an offensive lineman. So, that was the biggest thing. Going into each game, we know that we have to run the ball and have to set the tone up front.
How much better is the relationship between the line and Coach Henson in year two? Have you guys got a better understanding of what he wants and how he wants you to do it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This year it's been awesome with Coach Henson. He's done a great job, during the whole offseason, quarantine shutdown, to mainly keep our minds still engaged in football. And then I think he did a really good job about that because, it was hard not having spring ball, and so he was doing his best he could to make sure we still had to focus on football and for this upcoming season. And then, just being personal with him. He's a different type of coach that he really does care about us, and once we figure that out, that we really care about him, and we want to do the best that we can do on the field, so it just benefits all of us.
All right. Thanks, man.
So reminder to close your mic after you ask your question because we can hear you typing. So please mute yourself after you're done. Next up is Zach Taylor, and then we'll go to Tyler Shaw.
Hey, Carson. Jimbo had mentioned the physicality was something that he really likes about this team. So how do you feel like you guys have really embraced that, and how important is that specifically for your position?
For our position, we have to be physical. To run the ball, the running backs have to be physical. The O-line definitely has to be physical because you need to move people. Our goal is if we move them a yard off the ball, then we won. You know, you won that play as an O lineman. And so right now we're trying to move people even more off the ball, so then, you know, Isaiah won't have any contact until 3 yards off the ball, and that's at least, you know, a 3-yard gain if more. And running how he's running right now, he's going to make some plays off of that. But the physicalness, you know, practices, they've been the same, but as the D-line's definitely pushing the O-line. I think we have the best D-line in the country, and so we're going against the best every single day. So it's just making both sides better.
Thanks.
Let's go to Tyler Shaw, KBTX, and then Chuck Carlton.
Hey, Carson, what does it mean to you to be recognized as the SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week? And what does it just say about, you know, we've been talking about how much improved this unit is, but what does getting a recognition like that say about this unit?
You know, I wish everyone was recognized, because I think for one of us to do good, everyone around you has to be doing good too. And that just goes for, you know, the running backs and the tight ends giving you chip help from the on pass blocking to, you know, tight end helping you on the run blocking to the running back making the O-line look good by running the ball hard. You know, I was really honored to get it this week, but we all kind of know that this week's over and done. We need to get focused for South Carolina.
Next up is Chuck Carlton from the Dallas Morning News, and then Travis Brown.
I was wondering, in your 3+ years here at A&M, what lessons you've taken away from going on the road? How difficult is that? And you know, what are qualities you need to put together a winning road game?
Road games are hard, especially in the SEC. You know, we were just talking about this at lunch a couple minutes ago. You know, the only good thing that COVID has helped us is road games. They're not as loud. Like Mississippi State, there wasn't all those cowbells. And Bama, everyone's not there yelling and stuff. So we're hoping it'll be a little bit quieter. But, you know, South Carolina is, from what I remember, is an awesome place to play at. You know, they have the I think Inner Sandman playing. They have that their bird caca every third down, which, you know, for us, it's this year as an O-line, we're trying to make an emphasis being really calm, just on the sideline, just knowing that we need to fix if we mess something up and not be panicking about everything. And what I've learned from over the years is that, you know, away teams definitely have a disadvantage that the crowd from the home teams bring. And so the biggest thing is just stay calm and just know that you just got to do your job.
Next up is Travis Brown from the Bryan College Station Eagle, and then Mike Lucas.
Yeah, Coach was talking a little bit about the way that the schedule's gotten shuffled this week for y'all to be able to have tomorrow off to vote. And on one hand, how does, from a player's perspective, how does having tomorrow off kind of change the preparations for the game this week? And then on the other hand, how important have they made an emphasis on going out to vote, and how important is it for y'all to be able to have that opportunity tomorrow?
So honestly, in my opinion, I wish we were practicing. I just think it's just another day of the year. You know, we had bye week. I went and voted bye week, so, you know, we had a Monday off then. So that's why I took. That was my day to go vote and do like my civic duty, I guess. But yeah, I think it's a big time. The election, you know, coach has made a big emphasis that we all have a choice to make a difference, and if voting is how we can make a difference and go do it. So he's definitely pushing that for everybody on the team. My opinion, I wish we could prepare for the next week. You know, that's just the only thing we can really do. And it's just kind of, if we want our voices to be heard, you got to win. And to win, you got to prepare for the next week.
Appreciate it.
All right, next up is Mike Lucas from CAGS, and then Robert Cessna.
Hey, Carson, the two questions I wanted to ask have already been asked. I'm going to throw you a little curveball here, but you keep talking about the relationship between this offensive line. Who's the funniest guy in that unit?
Well, what kind of funny? Like, Hawker's pretty funny, but I don't know. I think we more just joke around with what he does. He's pretty quirky, funny guy. I'm trying to think. Ryan's probably the funniest. Yeah, Ryan's pretty funny just because he's got like a sweet tooth, so he always talks about like, he's like, oh, I'm going on a diet this week, yeah. And then he'll be like, oh, I'm going to go barbecue something, or like, dude, have you had these new Snickers? They have like little bites, Halloween, stuff like that. I saw them at HEB. It's just so like, he's pretty funny too.
When you say Hawker's kind of quirky, what do you mean by that?
Oh, like in meetings, anytime, like sometimes we ask a question, he'll just start, I obviously it's that, like just freaking out or something.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, let's go to Robert Cessna from the Bryan College Station Eagle, and then we'll finish up with Justin Woodard.
Carson, now that you guys have this team's had success, you're number 7 in the country. How is this team equipped to handle success, do you feel?
We're just trying to take it every week, like 1 week at a time. In the SEC, it's going to be a tough game every single week, like we know. I think right now, like for our unit, we're not focused on any of like the stats or anything going on. South Carolina's got a great defense. They always have a great D-line. They got one come back this year. They're just as good as every other defense we'll see. I think the main thing is we were just focused on winning the next week. Everyone's just trying their hardest to do their job and trying to fix their mistakes from the week before.
Any satisfaction, though, knowing you are ranked number 7?
Excuse me?
Is there any satisfaction knowing you've kind of arrived, this team is the top 10 team?
Yes, like the satisfaction just knowing that like we can be up here, if everyone does their job. But we just got to keep working. That's kind of what it comes down to.
Thank you.
All right, last question is from Justin Woodard at KAGS.
Carson, one of the reasons you're where you are where you are right now is y'all's ability to kind of respond to adversity within games right now, right? I mean, Arkansas comes out, goes on the field, scores, and you answer, then you go up by 2 scores, and they answer, and you answer right back. Mississippi State, the same thing, right? After the pick 6 we talked about, he went back down the field and scored again. As an offense, where is that coming from, and is that a learned trait that y'all have had to become accustomed to?
It's definitely a learned trait. Coach Fisher, like that's what he emphasizes the most out of anything. Like during the game is, we need to learn how to step on people's throats. That's what his big kind of message is not letting up. In years past we've been ahead, and then would let them come back and then make it a tight game. Arkansas is always a tough game. I think 2 years ago when Jay Sean broke it out, that touchdown, off the kickoff, we all thought it was going to be a game. We won the game right off the first kickoff. And then they ended up coming back, and we never got ahead, and we never wanted to keep getting ahead. This year, his emphasis is, once we get ahead, we need to keep – the defense needs to get stops, and the offense needs to keep scoring.
All right, that's all the questions we have for you. Thanks, Carson.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.